Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath. My name's Kenan, the producer. Tonight, the title is Just Depleted, and oftentimes when symptoms present in our lives, it's not just depletion. There are other things to look at. So Christopher will have some great things to say that are helpful in that on that topic. But before I turn it over to him for the readings this evening, just a quick reminder for everyone who's out there joining us: be sure to say something in the chat so I know you're here. The first time, of course, there's no charge for readings, but going forward after that, it's $10 per time, or you can pay $100 and cover the entire month for readings, which is a great deal since we run 3 shows per week, normally Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. Now, thanks for listening to me. Enjoy the show. Here's Christopher.
I hope everybody had and is having a fantastic Labor Day. It's a time to reflect on all of the work you've done throughout the year and to look at all the blessings that we have and to be able to have a day of rest. So, great blessings to you. But I'm going to light this incense tonight, and it has to do with fire, because you do light incense with fire. This is about burning away everything that is no longer serving you. Is it pain? Is it loss? Is it sadness? Is it grief? Is anywhere where you have been and are being or allowing depletion? Are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that now? That's the power of fire. There are fire ceremonies where you can start a small fire and literally throw in written form everything that's bothering you into the fire to be consumed. So as I light this fire, this is everything that has become stiff or painful or energy that is not moving. Give it to the fire for rapid transformation. There you go. So we let that energy burn throughout the show that you'll see in the background here. If you're just joining us for the first time, please say something in the chat. I'll be able to do a reading for you. Otherwise, Kenan doesn't know, we don't know that you're here, but he'll add your name to a list in the order that you came into the show. And I want to talk a little bit more about the group card. We always, when I say group card, this message is for everybody. And it goes along with the title where the title of the show is Just Depletion. What I mean by that, sometimes we are humans, we get physically tired. And then we get a phone call from a friend that asks us to do something. One of the things that Kenan and I use is, oh my gosh, you know what? I just don't have the bandwidth. I use the term bandwidth for it because, number one, I'm not serving myself by forcing myself to go and do something. And if I did that, it would be actually a disservice to the person that I was doing something for. But Kenan came up with a title of so there's depletion. There's times when we actually need physical bodily rest to revive. But he came up with the title of Just Depletion. Sometimes there are energetic interferences. I've talked to each of you about your different abilities on one level or another. Listen, we're in the pioneering age of discovering some of these new abilities. There are abilities that you have that I don't even have words for. And Marilyn Pitts, we talked about that during her reading over the weekend. and how they're manifesting, and then being able to use it. So when I talk about just depletion, there are okay, so I'll use the example of a gas leak that you don't sometimes know that it's in your house. Okay, that can be like literally a depletion, carbon monoxide poisoning. It's a depletion of your energy. It's a depletion of your life force. So sometimes during and I don't usually do it, well, I actually don't do it really on the group readings like in tonight, but during a personal reading, if there's something there that is, let's say, an entity or an energy that's in or around you, depleting you, then it usually will come up in a private reading. Heather, I hope you don't mind me sharing a little what came up in your reading a couple of weeks ago. And I think I shared this with people, but I always like to ask your permission, Heather, about the bookcase. And then can you let me know that she said, okay, so she could go not at all. Okay, thank you. So Heather, I was giving a personal reading to Heather, and I'll give this to you as an example. And her son didn't like to go into his bedroom, and so I was able to like kind of stand at the I was doing this energetically because Heather doesn't live in Arizona. She lives in Texas. So to kind of look at the feel of standing at her son's doorway and looking over to the left, I said, what is in that left-hand corner of the room? If you're standing in the doorway looking into his room. She goes, well, there's a bookcase. I go, where did you get the bookcase? And it was I think it was a used, like a Goodwill or something, right, Heather? I said, it's the bookcase. Get rid of the bookcase. Well, Heather texted me later on. She said that when she started to get rid of the bookcase, the dog went crazy, started to bark at the bookcase. That's an example of just depletion. So I hope I'm making myself, marketplace. I hope I'm making myself understood, because there's sometimes that we walk through energies or we're around energies. And for instance, I was with a woman the other day. We were walking down a hallway, and I got really, really uncomfortable. And she's a client. And so we started the session, and it came up that she was not comfortable with who she was. But I could have interpreted that as, I'm just really uncomfortable around this person. But I didn't. I was like, no, whoa, what is this? Listen, if you've been on the show a while, this is about a training. Like, this is more than just a reading. This is about a training with paying attention to what it is you're feeling and who it is around, who you are around, and what it is that you're picking up. Because we're very egocentric. And so we can think that some of these energies or thoughts are ours, but they're actually not. So that this is the fire card, this is the group card tonight. What this has to do is situations can escalate into amazing beauty or hellish chaos very, very quickly. Fire is passion. Okay? But this card is encouraging you to reach for the sky and feed your heart warmth, feed your heart this heavenly like heat, this heavenly spirit, because stepping into the fire is absolutely transformatory. Okay? I live in Phoenix. Living here the past 30 years, 35 years, has been absolutely transformatory, like the phoenix bird rising from the ashes. So everything that has become stiff and painful, offer it to the fire for transformation. It's not a good idea to play with fire when you're tired or you're angry. What I mean by that is, when you're out of balance, when you actually feel depleted, it can stoke the anger, and the anger can be the bad form of fire, which can get out of hand and be completely destructive of even things that you don't want, or things that you really would like to keep, or people that you actually love. Okay? So when that feeling comes up, when that anger comes up, that is not the time to act or react, because the fire can get out of hand. Okay, we've got an amazing group tonight. Jeff, Marilyn Pitts, Laurel, Heather McBriar, Rosalina, Abby, Marilyn, Lana, Laura, Kat, and I'm assuming Jared, there you go, Teresa, Ashley, Sazowski, Stacy. Stacy's new.
She's new.
Welcome, Stacy. It's nice to have you. And Tiffany, Dr. Tiffany. So we do this in order. As you know, as many of you know, you've been on the show a few times, except for maybe Stacy. So we'll get to you, Stacy, but I hope you stay tuned into the show, because when I do a reading for people, it can apply. It's going to apply to that person that I'm reading for, obviously, but can also apply to you or anyone else on the show, or to the whole group. So we'll begin with you, Jeff. Jeff, congratulations on your huge golf tournament win. You are on fire. Okay, can we pull up the screen so I can see the cards? There you go. There you go. Thank you. It's the Prince of Wands. So this is funny. This is like, I call this the Vegas card. This is getting really out of your comfort zone. So when I see this card, I see like the Vegas showgirl dancers, right? In these regalia, amazing costumes and dances and routines. This is you moving into a celebratory time, obviously, right? But it's not just about the golf tournament and winning the golf tournament. This is about every facet of your life being celebratory, but out of your comfort zone. Out of the standard mode, I'll say, out of the, like, so like drag queens, right? It's out of the normal. Oh, it's Sunday, so we have to go to church. It's a little bit off of what is ordinary. And rolling with it and having fun with it and enjoying it. It's a show that we're all creating for our life, and so the word fabulous comes up with you, Jeff. So make it fab. Just make it fabulous, right? It's absolutely fabulous, and it's getting better and better. And you're creating entertainment for people, out of the box entertainment. You're going to be doing that in a much bigger way. Okay. Marilyn Pitts, here we go, Marilyn. So I'm going to share this with all of you with Jeff's card. I was really uncomfortable when I started this show almost 3 years ago. I'd never done anything like this. I didn't know if I could do it, but I knew I needed to do it. I knew I wanted to do it, and I just stepped into it. So any of you that are, so this goes back to the fire card, any of you that are stiff or in pain, doesn't mean to be physical, it could be mental, emotional, all of that. This is burning that away in a fabulous way. Do something that things will come into you, like, or invitations will go, hey, let's go to the state fair, let's go to the casino, and it may be really out of your comfort zone, but take an opportunity and do it. All right, my dear Marilyn. So this is called the works card, but this is frequency with you, Marilyn. So you know the sound. If you were deaf, fingernails on a chalkboard wouldn't bother you at all. Big deal. But fingernails on a chalkboard is a frequency. And it's a very disturbing frequency to 99.99% of the people. So everything is frequency. So when I was growing up, I couldn't listen to metal rock or hard rock or anything like that. It would literally affect my brain. So why I'm telling you this, Marilyn, is what's showing me this is these ripples. So in water, people project frequencies. And they don't have to be in front of you. They don't even have to be in your house. They can be anywhere else. And they can send disruptive metal rock frequencies. Okay, I use the term metal rock because for me that was very annoying, but it actually affects the brain in a negative way. So this is, yeah, you felt the frequency profoundly today that you were working with the Herkimer diamond and the actinolite. Great. So this is affirmation that you're working with these higher frequencies. And then this is a great lesson for all of us, because Ken and I were talking about this a few hours ago, where moving out, maybe all of our gifts have to do with being sensitive to frequencies and changing the frequency. Jeff, if you don't like a song on the radio, you change it. Anybody does. You can change the frequency. We talked about this, I believe, last night as well. This is your ability to change the frequency. This comes along with healing. So I'm going to go to any of you on the show that need, let's even say, physical healing, mental or emotional healing. It's changing the frequency, changing the vibration. So work with that, Marilyn. All right, my dear Laurel, here we go. It just, I don't know. Part of Winnie the Pooh, Laurel. Okay, this is your friend that's passed. The one that brought you the butterfly in Colorado. It's him. And he's saying to you, our lives are like Winnie the Pooh. You're going to have Poohs in your life. You're going to have Tiggers. You're going to have Piglets. And you're going to have the Eeyores. Your job is not to change the Eeyore into a Tigger. But you don't have to hang around the Tiggers. I'm sorry, hang around. You want to hang around the Tiggers? No. You are a Tigger. You don't want to hang around the Eeyores. Thanks, Kenneth. You don't have to hang around the Eeyores. You know people on social media that can post really negative things. Learn to really absolutely don't even read them, scroll past them. Don't even get into it, because once you read them, you can feel it literally draining your energy. This is a control drama. And this control drama, these people have learned to use fear in their own lives. Their superpower is to create more fear or to spread fear. So this is raising your frequency. Blast those solfeggio frequencies Gregorian chants on YouTube, Gregorian chants, Tibetan chants, choirs, like high-end. You can feel it. You can feel the music. You work with music, Laurel, and this is clearing out any of this futility. Futility is not yours. It doesn't belong to you. It's not. Your superpower is to wipe out or get rid of the futility or the thoughts of futility, that anything is futile. I hope that helps, Laurel. So Marilyn, can we lose? Excuse me, I'm going to go back to Marilyn because this kind of deals with Laurel. Marilyn, how else can you frame what you just posted? I'm trying to send away low frequency. How do you change that? How do you change that? How do you change that expression? There is no try. There is do or do not. Okay. You just spoke to your butterfly friend today. Okay. Yes, you are. And here's even a better way. Here's even a better way, Marilyn. I easily and comfortably only allow higher vibrations and higher frequencies in my life. Okay. So Laurel, this is so you raise like your vibration, your frequency. This is really important for you. When you're feeling depleted, you've got to rest. You've absolutely got to rest. You've got to say, no, I don't have the bandwidth right now. If something comes up or somebody wants you to do something and you know you need to restoke. And then because of your gifts, we've talked about this before, because of your gifts, and we'll see you in October, but we'll talk a little bit more about it, of allowing this other high, your ability to sense other energies. Okay. All right, my dear Heather. We get to see you this coming weekend. So, Heather, so I'm gonna go back to Marilyn. So Marilyn, and this has to deal with you, Heather. So and I could say this to Marilyn. How better can you say that, Marilyn? Like she was saying, I'm trying, and then she went, I know I'm sending, and then I only attract and live in and higher levels of being. Okay, so we how we worked on that, how you can change that up. People are addicted to their stories, Heather. So years ago I took a script writing class, and writing a script is completely different. Sorry, writing shutting my phone off. Writing a book is completely different than writing a script. It's a completely different mindset. People have a certain character that they're playing, Heather. And this is moving poor me people out of your moving poor me stories out of your field, out of your family's field, out of your, it's like people that tell you the same tragic story over and over and over again. They become addicted to it, and they're being cruel to themselves. So just would it be, Heather, how dare you take a knife away from a child? That knife could be a really good toy, okay? I'm sorry. These stories are harming people, and if you appear mean about taking a knife away from a child and somebody criticizes you for it, well, they're not in their right mind. Anyway, like you would know in certain terms, you would not allow a child to run in the street. Your gift that's developing is changing people's stories. So my point of telling you the script story is my teacher would stand over my shoulder and I would be writing this script and I would be writing what people were saying, and she goes, how else can you say that? Just like I did to Marilyn, right? How else can you rephrase that to raise the energy up? This is stop the story of cruelty. Stop other people telling their cruelty story. You help them reframe it. And they're not going to do it all at one time. You may just help them with a word or with a phrase, and then they eventually begin to get it. I'm not saying completely sit down and change people's stories, because as addiction, people can become addicted to their stories. So some people you have to wean them off of them. But that's one of your major gifts. Whew. Okay, that was wonderful. Okay, Rosalina, my dear. So Rosalina, I've talked about this on the show before. The word no is a complete sentence. No. We can talk about this when I come out next week. But in the meantime, I would build a little bit of fire, a little safe fire, but this is clearing your field of anything that was put in that field by your mother. That was her perception. And Teresa can help you with this as well. It will help clear your field of this energy and belief system from your mother. And then because this is the prudence card, this is the growth card. So one of the books I love is by it's Stephen Gundry, right? Stephen Gundry, Gundry. He was a heart doctor, and he wrote different ideas about lectins. Lectins are like potatoes, tomatoes, what's that? Yeah, Kennan's going to get the definition. But anyway, I would definitely, Ken and I both do our best to go by his program to stay away from these lectins. And we'll talk about it more when I come out too. But it's Gundry, Gundry. Okay. So yeah, any of a class of proteins, chiefly of plant origin, which bind specifically to certain sugars. Okay. So that's the idea of lectins, but they're they're basically poisons. The plant manufactures them to protect itself. Okay. Yeah. And I'm not sure what agglutination is, but it doesn't sound good. Agglutination, I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, Dr. Gundry. Yeah, you can look up his information. That will help too. But this is like even just kind of watching what you eat will help tremendously. Okay. And who do we have next?
Next, we've got Abby.
Abby in Maryland. Okay. This woman is ascending. She's not looking down. She's looking up, and she has a severed head in her hand, Abby. She has no regrets. Like the people that she's had to cut off, they needed to be cut off. It's not that you don't care about people. You love people for who they actually are, but not what they believe. Not what's on them. And so this is about continue to ascend. I know this sounds a little bit bizarre, Abby, but ask your puppies, ask your dogs to help show you what they are seeing. Dogs are very, very sensitive, especially to the other side. You're when it's a cloudy day, we can't here on the earth see beyond the clouds. This is you're coming into something that is literally somewhere over the rainbow. It's your ability to see above the clouds or what is clouding. You're stopping focusing on the clouds. You're stopping focusing on what is blocking your vision or blocking your gifts, and you're moving above that. You're moving above the clouds. So trust that, and just say, I fully accept and understand my gifts. I fully accept and understand my gifts. I'm free of questioning my gifts. That's it. I'm free of questioning my gifts. Okay. And Marilyn, my dear, this is abundance. So it's abundance, it's money, it's prosperity, it's this feeling of fullness, of richness. But it's also doing some very light, very safe hip and leg stretches. Spending money on a massage. Finding a really good massage therapist. Ask around. Ask who goes for massages, who they would recommend, and have them work on your hip flexors and your glutes. Yeah, that's going to help tremendously. It's literally, I'm getting a bun dance. Tell her about a bun dance. It's the glutes, it's the hips, and moving, getting more exercises and stretches and massage with that. All right, my dear Lanny. Ooh. Well, Lana, this is the death card. It's not about death. It's about getting, for you, it's about getting down to the bare bones. You've heard that expression in English. You get down to the bare bones of things. When there's agitation, the agitation is simply a mask for something that's going on much deeper. So it's like the flesh is a mask for the bones, if you want to look at it that way. This is stepping back emotionally and going, whoa, 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 what's going on here? Especially if people are arguing or there's tension between the people. Trust your vision to look at the bare bones and what's behind it. And then sit with that energy and you'll know what to do with it. So my dad, when he, or my mom, when they would go out with the chickens or the cows, they would come in and they would take their boots off on the porch. Obviously it smelled like manure. Well, I didn't have to sit with that and go, where's that coming from? That smell. Oh, it's manure. I knew. But when you're moving into spiritual work, it's sometimes not quite as apparent, especially when there's tension in a family or tension between people. It's sitting with it and going, what is this? What is this? What is this? So call me. Sometimes a pair of eyes helps to take a look at it. That's, Ken and I work. That's why Ken and I work really well together, because I can go, what is this? And he goes like, oh, look at this. And I go, yeah. So this is your ability, and acknowledging your ability to look at the bones of things. Also working, so I don't know if it's acupuncture or acupressure, something with the lower back. So a little bit like Marilyn, but this is more of the lower back. Oh, and Marilyn, I'm going to go back to the lower back with you. So hips, glutes, lower back. All right, my dear Laura. So Laura, you actually had 2 cards fall out today, two readings. So this is the swiftness card. So this is going to go back to the group card. which obviously was the fire card. So when somebody lashes out at you, it's never about you. As you grow spiritually, sometimes your friends and family members, they're either not going to grow or they're not growing as quickly as you are, and they can snap back. They can sense a change in you and snap at you. It's not about you. It's about them. It's like a dog. Here you're a giant human, and this dog is a few inches off the ground, and they come across as aggressive and mean because they're actually in a lot of fear. They don't quite understand. They don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? People can do that. It's about being free of making it about you. And not getting involved, not stoking their fire. And sometimes you literally have to back away from those people. Very slowly. What?
Back away.
Back away. Back away. Very slow. But this is a rainbow card for you, Laura. You're getting to the end of that storm where things are energetically getting easier, more clear, more flowing because you've got the art card. So this is opening up your heart for art, for things coming together for you in the right proportions. It's like just the right amount of salt, just the right amount of turmeric, or whatever spice it is. It's where you know how to blend things, but it's the universe. Okay, are you willing to allow the universe to really cook you a meal, like really cook for you? Or are you like wanting, when you get to the universe's house, are you like wanting to get in the kitchen and start taking over? Because you know how you think, how you like things. You're about to move into something you've never tasted before, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And all your life you've been developing the taste buds for it. So I'll give you an example. When I was a missionary in China, we made $50 a month. And so we went to the store. They had an American store there. And it was extraordinarily expensive. I spent half my paycheck on food for one meal, which was called lasagna. Well, when you're in China, there's no Italian restaurants. There's like, you don't get lasagna. You don't get Italian food. So we made lasagna for this Chinese family that came over for dinner, not even thinking. So they all took a bite, the 3 kids and the parents, and they started to gag because they'd never eaten cheese before. And when you think about it, cheese is kind of a moldy culture. They did not have the taste buds developed for cheese. What I'm telling you this story, Lori, is all of our taste buds, everybody on the show, your taste buds for these new things that are coming into your life are developing. So you're ready for something really new to come in, which it is, even though it's not what you expect. All right, my dear Kat and Jared. Oh, the bracelet should be there by the end of the week. Okay. And Kat, money, angels, guidance. It's not that you're going to be hearing voices, Kat. It's really hard to describe. But I think we've known each other long enough. It's like a... so nobody thinks in words, right? Everybody thinks in pictures. So let me put it this way. It's not that you're going to hear a voice, but it's sometimes like pictures that come into your head. This is angelic, this is higher being influences that are coming into you more clearly and more smoothly, more regularly. Where you're like Laura, where she's getting more into the flow, you're getting more into the flow of these just total guidance. It's like having a backseat driver or having somebody ride shotgun with you in the car, but their GPS is way off the scale. Like they can see things coming from miles away, or side roads, or in the rearview mirror at the same time. So you actually know wherever you're going to go, you're going to get there safely. But expand that to your entire life. That you have these angels, these guides, riding shotgun with you. And I'm going to say that to everybody on the show. You've got people, guides, spirits, angels, ancestors, loved ones riding shotgun with you. Absolutely. So if all of a sudden, like, you're driving and let's say Jared's riding shotgun, he goes, "Oh, pull over here." You may not know why he's saying pull over here, but you do it. So when you get this feeling, Kat, of, "Oh, pull over here," or "Stop here," or "Wait a minute, let's go this direction," that's that message from the person riding, or the angel, whatever it is, riding shotgun. I think you get my meaning. What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then Jared, completion. In any way, shape, or form, are you willing to let go of second guessing yourself? Well, that was right until the point. I just got so tired. All right, you guys, I'm just going to end the show right now. All right, we'll do this. I don't know. Maybe we'll do this. I don't know. Jared. Are you willing to let go of your energy in any way, shape, or form, exhausting you by second guessing, or coulda, woulda, shoulda, or going into the past? You don't need any regrets. You don't need any regrets. A waste of spiritual time and energy. When something's done, let it be done. Stop going back for it or to it and trying to change it or relive it, or coulda, woulda, shoulda, said something different or done something different. Nope, done, complete, done, done, done. Bring energy back to present, move on, move on. You're creating something new. You're creating something big. Don't worry. Be happy. Okay. All right, my dear Teresa. It's magic. Never believe it's not so. Whoa, whoa. I think we'll have to talk about this, but I'm just going to say the word portals to you, Teresa. Um, okay, so I'll explain to everybody on the show. Maybe in science class, you had those crystal clear balls that had the electricity in the center, and then when you would touch the outside of the ball, the electricity would go to your fingers, and it would look really, really cool. You understand energy. Teresa, one of your powers is opening and closing portals. There are so when you go into a new building or a building that you're thinking of buying or a new house or whatever, you're going to check the flooring, you're going to check the walls, you're going to check the ceiling, right? You physically check all of that. But it's important for you to check the energy. And where there are okay, so in the old houses, the mansions, there were these they would have these elevators that you could put food in and haul up to the dining room. So years later, those weren't used anymore, so they would just board them up, but those elevators would still be there. So places like hospitals or where people have passed, sometimes those portals are still there. And it's important to close those portals. I think you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so dumbwaiters. That's what they call them, dumbwaiters. So your gift is getting rid of dumbwaiters. And when we go out to eat Friday night, no, I'm not going to go there. That was a stupid dad joke. But okay, we'll talk about that. But I know you know what I'm talking about. All right, my dear Ashley. Okay. So Ashley, anywhere where you're limiting the universe, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that? Anywhere where you are feeling that you're not the universe wholly, or that you're a part, or you're a part from the universe, or you're disconnected. That's the word. Anywhere you're feeling like you're disconnected from the universe, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that? And so last night's show was abundance consciousness. Anywhere. So this is I'm going to have you do a fire ceremony. We talked about this earlier in the show with Rosalina, I believe. with her mother, but this is your father energy coming in around money, doing a fire ceremony about releasing, clearing, destroying, and uncreating, burning all the negativity around money that was projected on you from him that's not yours. All right, Stacy, thanks for hanging in there. Welcome to the show for the first time. So Stacy, this is the adjustment card. It's also the judgment card. So with so it's not just about the card, Stacy. As people that have been on the show for a long time, they know it's about a lot of clearing of energy around this. So, like I'm seeing the movie Mean Girls. And anywhere energetically where you've kept that energy around you from Mean Girls. Mean Girls was all about, if you watch the movie, it showed that the actual torment that these girls were in, but they were just perpetuating kind of that torment or that belief system in some way, shape, or form. This is you helping you remove some of that energy around this judgment put upon you by others because it was their limited, constricted belief system. And anywhere where you may have bought into that or gotten chocolate on your peanut butter or peanut butter on your chocolate, this is about removing that and separating that is their stuff, that is not yours. This is things leveling out for you. But this other judgment from other people, it's being free of caring about that at all. My mom used to say, I don't give a rat's ass about that. and that's kind of the attitude. And I can kind of feel the scales balancing even more for you, where this is about you moving ahead. So you're about to move ahead into something new, but it's impossible to do that with these Klingons on Uranus. Okay? You've got to be like Captain Kirk and get this energetic Klingons. Oh, and the other thing, when you have something good or you have like an opportunity, don't tell anybody about it, or only tell a trusted 1 or 2 people, but no more. Don't spread it because it dissipates the energy around the good news. I have a client, and I've told that client he's had incredible opportunities come his way, and then he broadcasts it on Facebook or YouTube or wherever, and nothing ever happens because it's dissipating the energy. Okay, I hope that helps. Thanks, Stacy. All right, and then we've got Dr. Tiff.
Stacy said it's the truth. There's a lot
What's
of
that?
expectations. Oh, she had commented.
So, Stacy, anywhere where you believe it's hard to make a new start, can you change the wording on that? Okay? It's what you've been told. And I'll tell this story again. I know you've all heard it. The little girl asks her mom why she's cutting off the end of the roast. And the mom says, I don't know, my mom did it. So they call grandma. The mother says, Mom, why did you cut off the end of the roast? She goes, I don't know, great grandma did it. So they call great grandma, and grandma says, well, I cut off the end of the roast because my pan was too small. This is what you've been taught. So can you change the wording? Where you said what you just said in the last sentence there, I'm not going to repeat it. How about it's easy to make a new start? It's easy to make a new start. It's simply reprogramming the computer. It's reprogramming the computer with words. That's how we program, okay? Yeah, so that's this letting go of judgment and you're moving forward, absolutely moving forward into a more balance, big time. All right, my dear Dr. Tiffany. Um, what is this? Hang on, I'm looking this up. Movies that start with the flight of. I think it's the I'm getting this movie. I had to look this up. I'm sorry, Tiffany, but it's called The Flight of the Phoenix. This is so weird. I knew it started with flight, but I couldn't think of the rest of the movie title. Dennis Quaid, Tyrese Gibson, Giovanna Ribisi. A plane crash leaves a group of people stranded in the Mongolian desert with no hope of rescue, dwindling supplies, a group of bandits watching their every move, and their only hope seems an impossibility. I guess it's based on a true story. What I see here is, are you willing to let go of the impossible? Or the idea of the impossible? This is golden wings. This is bringing yourself and your family. Like if you look at this angel, if you look at this person, along with their family, their children, giving their children wings, but giving yourself wings. Give yourself wings first. Because the mama bird, when she hatches those eggs, she's given those baby birds wings. Okay? You've given your children wings. This is about you moving forward and upward in a way that's hard for me to describe, but just like the flight of the phoenix, it's almost like creating a bigger opportunity for yourself and your grandkids and your kids. You're moving up, and you might even be moving out of Phoenix, or I just get northward, and that could be, north of Phoenix is like Anthem. It's like moving north. I just get this feeling of freedom with you, Tiffany. It's like, whoa, these golden wings, this high flight, this moving up, and that nothing is impossible for you now. Okay. And then we've got, is it Madeline?
Madeline, yeah.
New?
On YouTube, new person.
New, thank you for hanging out there, Madeline. Okay. I'm glad hopefully you're still here. So Madeline, again, this is if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you buy a ladder, you don't buy the ladder that's made out of swords and knives. Okay, when you look at this card, this is called the interference card. It's about not using your thoughts like knives or swords. In other words, that it's hard to get ahead, or it's about I'm moving forward, I'm moving upward with ease and comfort. And this is eliminating a lot of this interference that's around you from family that is not yours. It's just simply not yours. And you're becoming more free. It's the power of literally years ago, 30, 40 years ago, I started reading books by Richard Bach, B-A-C-H, Deepak Chopra, like reading some really positive books that help to change your verbiage and to change your thinking. Because it's just how you've been trained, but it's not actually who you are. But you're moving past. You're moving forward with ease rather than difficulty. Okay, we got everybody? All right, thank you all very much. We're going to do this show Wednesday night, and then Sunday and Monday we're going to be off. So for those of you that have the monthly membership, we'll definitely do a couple of readings, or do at least spend a little bit longer on each show after Sunday and Monday with you. But great blessings to you all. Thank you so much.